Recording. Okay. All right.
What's up?
What's up? Okay. So Jeremy,
Number 20.
number 20, man.
The best one yet.
The most important one yet. But anyway, man, 20. That's a good number.
It's a great number.
It's a great number. It's a beautiful day. 72, 73. Sunny, not a cloud in the sky. We feel good.
Mm-hmm.
We look good.
Yeah, the weather's great. This is my favorite time of year by far.
By far.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
Brownies in 2 weeks.
Yep. Hold on. Pre-fall or fall is your favorite?
Pre-fall, fall. But it feels like fall right now. It's like 70.
It feels like the end of summer and
End of
pre-fall.
summer. So maybe this is my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Pre-fall. I never heard about pre-fall.
I like fall too.
I like fall.
I like fall, except for the 30-degree fall days. Those suck.
Right.
It's
okay. Just
but
means
it's
you
okay.
need it.
That's okay. So we haven't had much of an update since you've been to ayahuasca, or since you've come back from ayahuasca. We did the one podcast, which is a couple days after, and you were still out of it.
Yeah. I think I was out of it because of low calorie intake before, very low calorie intake there, probably only took in 500 calories there, and very little water. And then after feeling tired from low calorie intake plus no caffeine for 2 weeks, I also missed a couple of gym days where I just needed the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came back, I was down total, I said this before, like 10 pounds from my normal weight. And since then, the past 2 weeks have been great, better energy, still no caffeine. I feel like I almost don't need it anymore, even though I do miss a coffee here and there, especially when I smell it, right? When I get that smell, then it's like, oh, it'd be nice to have a coffee. We'll see, maybe I'll go back. But feeling really good, calm, relaxed, grateful, more spiritual, and just more conscious. And I got all my weight back that I lost back at the gym, doing now more cardio as well.
Nice.
So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you didn't get all your weight back in the gym, but
yeah,
eating a lot more and going back to the gym. Yeah, and you look and sound totally different than you did a week or two. Man, you looked took a lot out of you.
It does. I mean, it's supposed to.
It's supposed to. Any other, integration, something interesting? I mean, I get it that you're a little bit more spiritual and connected and conscious. I get all that.
I guess just daily more sure about the path that I'm on with Zero Doubt Club and helping others, and how nutrition is so crucial. I mean, when I went to ayahuasca, you really felt how a lot bad people eat, right? You kind of feel the pain,
right,
of not eating healthy.
It's not bad people eat. People eat bad.
Yeah, did I say it the other way?
You said bad people eat.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just more aligned and definitely more sure and confident that this is the path that I'm supposed to be on.
Right. No, man. We talk about it. Firing on all cylinders, man. Personal, finance, our business is doing great. Pre-opening of a gym. Family, you're crushing it with your kid. Your kid is super grateful and playing football, and you're there at every practice.
I will say this as far as like business, because there's been a lot going on with the business, and the hours have picked up, and it's just as important to take time for yourself to practice meditation, exercise, and we'll talk actually a lot of the things that we need to do to keep the mindset sharp, so when it is time to work and do the business, that you're clear and you're not stressing and you're not thinking too far ahead. And I think ayahuasca has shown me that it's okay to take time for yourself and just surrender to doing the basics.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Sure. No, it makes perfect sense. Basics, and you gotta dot every I and cross every T of what needs to get done, you should still be a visionary and still think big and think down the road, but at the same time making sure that things get done, because people could get just stuck in that
Yeah.
and not do the day to day. So doing the day to day and doing the process and making sure customers have an amazing experience, and continue to receive value. Like that's what's important. And but at the same time, how do we grow it? How do we get the right people? How do we expand one day, etc.? All that needs to be thought through now, so we can put the right systems and processes in place for not just our first location, but to many more. But anyway, couple new clients we signed up recently, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Couple meal plan clients.
Yeah.
Well, you
online life coaching clients, which I really enjoy doing.
Really enjoy. So
love
let's just quickly talk about that scenario. What?
I love coaching online, because you're sitting there, you're having a conversation and dialogue for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and you can really dive in deep to, okay, what do I need to fix with my health? What do I need to do right now, day one, to do it, and then kind of paint the picture for the week, for the month, and then for the 3 to 4 months.
Right.
Okay, and just the conversation it goes deeper and better. I like personal training.
Yeah, and it's super confidential. It's just one-on-one,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
amazing, and no drive time, none of that. You,
Yeah.
you plug in,
Mhm.
and somebody gets life coached by you. But this client's all in, like meal plan,
Yeah, they're getting
online
everything,
coaching. So what's the goal of this client?
To lose 70 pounds.
70.
Mhm.
In how long?
We're gonna do it the healthy way, 2
Right.
pounds a week.
Right. So it
So
could be
however
within
long-
a year. Within a
Within
year.
a year. Man,
Yeah.
if you tell him he's gonna lose 70 pounds in a year or a year and a half, or even 2 years, that's great.
But 8 pounds a month, that's 9 to 12 months is very doable,
Yeah.
especially if he's on the meal plan and so on.
Exactly.
And his wife or girlfriend super supportive, and
Yep.
she signed up, and that's awesome.
Yeah, they're doing the meal plans together as a family, and yeah, because it's hard to count your calories and know exactly how much you're getting and what you're eating when all you're doing is going through drive-throughs or restaurants or
Yeah, the fact that the meal plans just take the thinking out. I'm now a customer of ours.
yeah.
So just knowing that there's another awesome, yummy, nutritious meal in the refrigerator when I get hungry and go eat it, and then I'm 3-4 hours good, and I stop snacking, I stop thinking about it. I just know it's there. Man, just the thinking is out of it. I don't need to go to the store. I don't need to cook. Man, best. It's such a great product to offer people. It's changing their lives.
I know. I'm picking up some vegan dishes here in a little bit
Right.
after this podcast. I'm excited.
Right. And I've tried them. That's crazy. Like if
They're
you
good,
would have
right?
ever, yeah, chickpeas is great.
Chickpeas, tofu.
Tofu's fine,
Yeah.
especially in a lemongrass or a tikka
Right.
masala type sauce that we put on chicken. Man, half the time you can't tell the difference, and it's again just as much protein and so on. So it's great. Another private training class. Oh, she's both too. So doctor, busy, right? Family, kids, also
works.
private
Yep.
training, meal
Private
plan.
training 3 times a week, and they are doing 6 meals for 2 days. They just want to eliminate 2 days of thinking when they're Tuesday, Wednesday. They don't want to do any cooking or thinking.
Right
So
on.
set up the meals for the family those 2 days.
Perfect. And this doctor, she's in great shape. She just wants to be perfect shape, which is
Well,
awesome.
it just better, feeling better actually.
Right.
She wants to feel better.
Feel better,
Mhm.
tone up, and yeah, that's amazing. Okay. Oh yeah, and her business is growing, so we've hired the chef assistant. Well, she's not much of an assistant; she's a chef, and she's
Mhm.
got 25 plus years of catering experience, and ran a big kitchen that that cater to 300, 400 people in a night. So really blessed to have her. She's magical to just, man, did not need too much instruction. So our chef was super happy with that hire. She's
It's
amazing.
so grateful to find and have good people work for you.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and we're going to continue to look for, you know, amazing people,
special people. Yeah.
trainers, coaches. So if you
and-
know of anyone, or if you are that person, or if you want to be coached and trained in becoming one of those people, just reach out for us, because
for sure.
you know, Eric and I ourselves were only short into this, our, you know, training and coaching business. 8
Sure.
months for Eric and almost 2 years for me.
It's the relatable, it's the empathy, it's the clear-headedness, it's the wanting to help people. I mean, there's so many things, and man, we're fortunate. These people are again. It's like we're what's the word? We're thinking about it and it's happening. But anyway, I have a couple people lined up for potential private training and so on. So certified in private training and have done many other things so they could wear many hats for us at the beginning. So that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Stop biting your nails.
Yeah, 25-year habit.
How'd you
Not
do that?
doing it.
How'd you do that? I still bite my nails.
I don't know. I think it started like maybe a week or two before ayahuasca, when I was doing like the cleanse to prepare for it, and then after, just, I don't know. Maybe that was the one thing that. Well, I feel like a couple things changed.
Wait, so you were biting your nails before ayahuasca?
Up until probably like a week or two before, yeah.
Really? You haven't bitten your
No.
nails in a month? That's
Nope.
awesome.
I know. I even get a little filing thing, file them
Wow, I
down.
might do ayahuasca just for that.
I mean, I think everyone should. By the way, we're going in January.
Oh, you are? You've
Yeah.
already scheduled?
Not yet, but planning on schedule.
That's good.
Yeah.
2022.
2022.
Okay, so enough small talk. Let's get to
Let's
get to
get
this
to the
amazing podcast
meat
that
and
every
potatoes.
single person needs to hear. And why do they need to know how to build belief in and again, that's the name of our company, is Zero Doubt, for a reason. It's for a reason because everyone is full of doubts. Doubt in themselves, doubt in the futures, doubts in, and again, we get it, that it's very hard to have complete certainty in everything and the future and whatever else. But to boost confidence, to boost yourself, how you see yourself, how you feel. What's that noise? Do you hear it?
I knew you were. It's coming.
Your phone.
I don't know.
On the microphone cord, yeah, that's probably what it was doing. The interference.
All good.
All good. But so believing in yourself and building that self-confidence is the only path to being able to fire on all cylinders, right?
Yep.
There is no firing on all cylinders and full of doubt. That's just oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. There's 7 ways that we've identified. I mean, if you look online, there's 20 ways, 50 ways, whatever else. We did it. We summarized it to 7 that we think are the most powerful and doable on a 101, 201 type level, right?
Right. And let's talk about this. So these 7 beliefs, they're really all mental workouts. So we talk about, you know, training our muscles, going to the gym, eating healthy.
Right.
That's all great and dandy. But what do you do when you're not training your muscles, or what are you doing for your mind to build this confidence that you're talking about?
Right.
And so when I started coaching, and when I had trained by my coach, my mentor, some of these exercises we did, and they helped. And one of them so basically, here's an action step. We're going to go over these 7 things, and then you either do them or you don't do them. And if you don't do them, you can ask yourself, you can write this down 3 times and listen to how silly it sounds. Like, I would rather watch TV than do any of these mindset works and not be successful and fulfilled. And write it down 3 times and then see if you're going to go watch TV. or I would rather sleep an extra 30 minutes and not be successful and fulfilled. So
Right.
these are important, and to say that there is no time to do this stuff, it does not make sense, because you'll gain more energy and you'll gain more time.
Right. And that's another shout out to journaling is, yeah, when you actually write things out, it's almost a brand new perspective of when you think about it, because you are swayed towards what you really want to do, and that's your subconscious. Once you write it down and see it and feel it and whatever else, it's almost a different aspect of how you look at it. Not almost, it absolutely is a new aspect.
Well, journaling's one of them. So.
And journaling is absolutely one of them. So let's talk about number one, the positive self-talk practices.
Yeah, and why is this number one, Eric?
Why? Because everyone is so full of negative self-talk, and practicing positive talk. I mean, that's week one, training and working out with us, because of course all you hear all day is, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, I'd rather do this, me, with negative aspects, right? What was the Harvard study?
80% of all of our thoughts on a daily basis are negative thoughts. So 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, 80% of those thoughts are negative. It's a math problem for success. So this practicing positive self-talk is really, you're just reprogramming your mind from that 80%, let's get it down to 10. Now,
Right.
now what's going to happen to your life when 90% of your thoughts are positive?
That's 30,000 more positive thoughts in a day. I mean, that's crazy.
I'm actually a perfect example of this, because before this business, before my transformation, back in 2017 when I was going through my rough spell, I was probably at 80 to 90% negative self-talk, and I felt stuck, right? Not aligned with my inner self.
Right.
When I changed to all positive self-talk, or mostly all positive self-talk, by practicing, some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, along with all of these other beliefs, now everything happens. Now everything positive starts coming into your life, and hence, a year and a half, 2 years later, Zero Doubt Club, we're about to open up our first location here in a few weeks. So
right. But I want to put an exclamation point on the fact that positive self-talks, it's not just bullshit positive self-talk. I'm great, I'm amazing, It's authentic positive self-talks, right? So it's we had some positive self-talk in the past. We were never authentic to ourselves. We were never really honest, and so on. So the key is practicing and becoming this amazing, good person that we all, I hope, strive to be, and to be authentic about it. Again, and it's not ego-based, it's positive. How can I help? How can I be better? How can I do things the right way, etc. Those type of self-talks, that's what we're talking about. Not I'm the best.
No.
But I
can
go work out. I can go walk 10,000 steps a day. I can eat right. I can do this. That's the self-talk we're talking about.
Right. And actually, an easier way to even get started is first be conscious of your negative talk. And why are you even having the negative talk? Because it's a loop. So you might have the same negative talk, 20 things saying the same thing to you over and over every day. So if you catch that, write it down. Put it on your journal, I'm literally having thoughts about that I'm always going to be late to this meeting or something like that, right? Whatever it may be. And write it down, and then you edit it out.
I want to add to that.
Go
Not
ahead.
just write it down. Talk to somebody about it.
Talking to someone about it would be great.
Right? So besides us as coaches, but talk to your husband, talk to your wife, talk to your friends about this self-talk. And you'd be surprised at how constructive that is to fixing that self-talk on whatever that topic was, and B, making those important personal journey steps in removing that negative self-talk. So making a big deal, you're right. Seeing it is a big first step. Just catching yourself going, why did I just negatively have that, negative thought? Great, amazing first step. Now, what do you do about it? Talk to someone, write it down, think through how you're going to fix it and how you're not going to have that thought. in the future, and how you can have a more productive, positive thought. So great point. What else do we want to talk about? Positive self-talk practices.
Well, self-talk generally falls into 4 categories, so you can go through your day and see if you're falling into one of these categories. The first one is personalizing, and that's when you're just blaming yourself for everything. And the fact of the matter is, almost nothing is our fault. Stuff happens in the outside environment, it's gonna happen. You didn't contribute it to making it happen. But
Right.
yet we blame ourselves.
Sure.
Then there's magnifying, when you take any negative aspect and you blow it up and you make it huge and you miss the positive. So that's a good practice to do. Like, for example, you can do throughout your day, write down all the positive stuff that happened throughout the
Right.
day. And I like to do that actually in the nighttime, obviously, because you have the whole day.
Sure.
Catastrophizing, that's expecting the worst out of any situation.
It's
We're
the
not
word.
even logical 99% of the time of what can happen. Like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
let's
what
just-
could happen is a 0.1% chance of happening, but we all worry about it and catastrophize.
Right,
over
and then
it.
we think about that for the next 2, 3, 4 hours.
Oh,
We
yeah.
imagine all those
Yeah.
thoughts. And then polarizing, and that's where we see things either black or white and good or bad. And the fact is, there is really no good or bad, because life hands you whatever circumstance you need at that right time. And we've made it through
that
all of
you-
them.
and that every human can handle.
Every human
There's
can
very
handle.
little that a human cannot handle. We can pretty much handle every single thing in this world. So just, it's how you handle it and how you observe it and how you don't sulk over it and how do you
Mhm.
become positive, because that's what humans do. I mean, we just build situations that are not there, right? They're half the time they're not even there, and we're negative self-talk, and it's this and it's that and it's he said and she said and we're building stories that half the time aren't even there, and that's the point, is to catch yourself from that. Either remove yourself from a negative situation or make it positive and fix it and just tackle it and move forward. So practicing, noticing, great point to even write on a sheet of paper, negative self-talk, and just pay attention all day to your thoughts, right? It's great. I had a friend that used to put listen, because he was working on his listening skills, right? So he just would put listen on top of on his notebook, listen more,
Mhm.
listen better, etc., and coached himself and caught himself not being a good listener all day. And he would actually tell people, hey, if you catch me, I'm working on becoming a better listener. If you catch me not listening or jumping in when I shouldn't have, let me know. And that's how he worked on it. That's
I like that, yeah.
It's a great strategy for this as well.
Yeah, it's a great strategy to do for gratitude and self-talk. So putting these little reminders or anchors around the house, and then when you see that item or whatever it is, what are the thoughts that I just had the past 2 minutes? And then you can use that as if editing, like, oh, in the past 2 minutes I did have this negative thought about something.
Yeah, and those that are listening right now going, that's crazy. Well, anything that gets you to happiness and positive self-talk, wouldn't you be willing to do?
And it's not crazy. These are workout sets. Just like you go to the gym and
Right.
you do a set for a minute or two, then you go on to the next machine. This is the same thing. It's a
Right.
muscle. It's
the
not
most
that
the
crazy.
most important muscle, because no other muscle will grow without the brain being in the right spot. That's for sure.
That's true.
That's for sure. So let's do a couple examples of how to change
Okay.
talk, because you came up with a couple great ones that you use in coaching.
Yeah.
So a negative is, I'll disappoint everyone if I change my mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? Man, how many times do people say that a day?
Right. I
Plenty.
can't change my mind, but I already told him I'm going to do that or something. Yeah.
So the positive way of changing that.
I have the power to change my mind, and others will understand.
Nice.
Pretty
Right.
simple, right?
Right. Because who cares what others think at the end of the day? I mean, I'm just saying, like,
It's more important how you think of yourself, right?
Exactly.
So if you feel bad because you did something and you didn't change your mind,
you're gonna sulk over
You're
it.
gonna sulk.
Yeah.
versus you just give yourself the power to change your mind because ultimately you are you.
Yeah, you feel 1,000 times better. Absolutely. Okay.
And others will understand. because
Another. Okay, sorry.
I was just gonna say others will understand because others are living in their own, minds also. And
Right.
we think that they think that we're, they're in their own heads. People are in their own
Right.
heads.
And by the way, this is number one. This is the longest one. The other 6 are much quicker because this is the most important one.
I mean, I think
you got to
it is.
get this right.
It's 70,000 thoughts, right?
It's 70,000 negative thoughts a day that you can work on and start flipping switches into really positive thoughts. Another negative, I failed and embarrassed myself.
Or you can just say, I'm proud of myself for even trying. It took courage.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's a good one.
Next one, I'm overweight and out of shape. I might as well not bother.
You can say, I'm capable and strong, and I want to get healthier.
Love it. Love it. It's great. It's great. So, man, these are all really inspirational quotes is what it comes down to. How do you change from being demotivated to inspirational? That's the point here. And
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. I let everyone on my team down when I didn't score.
Sports are a team event. We win and we lose together.
Right on. It's so good, and I mean that's the number one lesson that all kids that play team sports need to learn and be coached on.
Good point.
And yeah, like again in football, when the kicker misses the last second field goal, and they lose by 1, well, it wasn't the kicker's fault. The whole team shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, right? So the best teams are the ones that understand that and don't blame the kicker and so.
Right.
Anyway, negative. I've never done this before, and I'll be bad at it.
You can say this is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn from others and grow. Boom.
Amazing.
Good
Amazing.
stuff.
Okay, so that was number 1, which was okay. All right, we're gonna cut.
We'll just jump into 2.
Cut.
Cut and jump into 2. Cancel.
We're continuing to record.
Oh shit. Oh, no space on memory card. We're just gonna have that camera.
Why do we not have space on a memory card here?
32 gig memory card. We need the other memory card.
So order one, buy one now.
They have
Order
3 of our
another
memory
one.
cards.
What?
They have 3 of our memory cards.
All right.
We need to get 2 of them back, or at least 1 of them, and have
Our
it
marketing team, we need our memory cards back, please.
All right. So we're on number 2.
Okay. That camera sucks. We're gonna throw it in fucking garbage. Or just photos only. It's not a video camera, obviously. Okay. So edit it back and bring us back as I recap number 1. So number one that we just talked about was the positive self-talk practicing, right? Because at the end of the day, this whole podcast is about self-talk and being belief in ourselves. This is practicing. This is how do we
These are the sets. These are the
How
mental
do we
exercises.
get more self-belief in ourselves and actually work to get it, right? So, okay, number 2 is affirmations.
Yeah. Affirmations is really a way of programming the mind with more self-talk, more positive self-talk. And so before we get into some of what are the affirmations, one of the assignments that I give to most of our clients is that
all of our life coaching clients, some of our
clients.
private training
Right.
clients, right?
Is to make a list of 100 things that they've accomplished and overcame in their life.
Right.
And this is big because we forget all the things that we've
Yeah,
accomplished.
what's the number one reply to that as soon as you ask for that?
Oh, I'm not 100. That's way too many.
I don't have that. I don't have
But we
that.
can probably sit here and list like 20 in 20 seconds, really, if
Right.
we wanted to. I mean,
Right.
just think of, did you get married? Did you have kids? Did you graduate high school? Did you graduate college? Did you overcome, bullying, for example? Were you a good employee for this amount of jobs?
I read the Harry Potter series. I'm good at tennis. I play
Right.
chess. I know how to play chess. I can speak 2 languages. Man, there's
Yeah,
so many.
There's so
things.
many.
So, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So I think because affirmations, so an example of affirmations is like, I like who I am because I am super at ... I feel good about this.
Right.
And when you make this list,
Right.
you start filling in those blanks like, oh my God, I am good at this. I did accomplish
Right.
this.
Right.
Right.
I like that my friends think I'm awesome at, or I have an awesome, or
Right.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's all accomplishments.
Mhm.
Absolutely in life. Somewhere I feel happy, or being able to travel or have traveled are accomplishments, right? When you look at people's bucket lists and there's, 50 out of 100 things that are on their bucket lists are traveling. Travel is an accomplishment. You've been
Sure.
to Israel, you've been to France, you've been to Bahamas, you've been to Florida. That man,
It is
how
an
many people have we known that have never stepped out of Ohio? Right? So just all these things are absolutely accomplishments. And the practice of it, the journaling of it, the using some of these initial
Mhm.
questions that you help clients, I think I'm pretty good at. Something I really enjoy is, I really admire myself for. So these are really positive affirmation. And the previous section was positive self-talk.
Right.
A lot of this is both.
Mm-hmm.
Any others we want to mention before we go on? See, we told you the first one was the long one and
It's the
important
longest,
one.
yeah, because affirmations fit into the programming or the reprogramming of the mind.
Right.
So,
And just like trying to notice yourself negative self-talk throughout the day and being aware of it, doing daily affirmations is absolutely should be part of everyone's day. And it could be as basic as 3 affirmations for the day, right? Like, I'm breathing today, I feel good today, I've lined up an interview today, I will close a client today, I will spend more time with my kids today, is a daily affirmation of feeling good and so on.
yep.
Yeah, so again, sitting down and trying to make your list of 100 and then carrying it around for a little while, right? Will build that self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Will build that hey, I am accomplished. The sitting there and saying, I was fired from this job, I am overweight.
I'm not gonna get hired by this job.
Yeah, or I wasn't hired, right? Those are the negative self-talks that's all we think about. So when you look back on a career, it's easy to say, okay, this business didn't work, and we lost money here, I lost this job here, and I lost this. But when you look back and you look back at your resume and you go, wait, why don't I talk about all the good things that happen in those businesses? Right? As if you're in a job interview with yourself, right? You're not going to only talk about negative things in the job interview. So the same as life. It's when you look back, even a failed relationship or marriage or friendship or whatever else, think about the positives. Think about what you've done together and the kids maybe that you've grown together, or the canoeing trips you've been on with friends, or hunting trip, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, number 3. So again, to recap, number 1 is negative self-talk or positive self-talk practicing. Number 2 is affirmations. 3, visualization.
Visualization.
So this is great.
This is a good one.
Because again, people visualize catastrophes. They visualize negative things, right? If I cross the street, I'm going to get hit by a car. They don't visualize the crossing the street without getting hit by a car and getting to the other side of the road and getting this amazing stuff that's on the other side of the road of why you cross that road, right? So let's talk about, because visualization, to me, when we were prepping for this, I'm like, what's the difference? Meditation, visualization, Jeremy. So talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're very similar, but visualization, where meditation's more, it's kind of a restful state. So you observe your thoughts in meditation, but you don't want to dive into your thoughts. You just want your thoughts to go by. And then when you have the space in between having your thoughts, that's where meditation is really has its power.
Right.
Visualizations is, let's say you have a specific outcome or goal, let's just say in 30 days from now. You want to visualize the most positive outcome or how you're going to get there. And you sit in that and you go with it.
Right. Right.
So it could be specific.
Right. No, I understand. So, again, visualization is more future, right? Versus meditation and consciousness is more in the here and now, right? It's like, I'm conscious. I have my daughter in front of me. I need to be present. That's not a visualization.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's a consciousness. And maybe I've meditated to it before. But visualization is visualizing yourself in a positive way, doing positive things, etc. And again, I still see this overlap with meditation and visualization for myself, just because which is amazing because of my now new practice of meditation, which to me is visualization as well.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to have to learn more about what the difference is. That's why a lot of things feel like deja vu, which is really cool. It's really interesting. Is that when I do stuff throughout the day, I feel like I've already done it. Is because
You've been visualizing. You've even told me stories where you go on a run and you already had that meeting go through your mind.
Yes.
You've had it.
Yes.
So you visualized it.
Yes.
So what happened is you had that thought of the meeting.
Right.
And you went with it, but you took it into your own positive direction.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And you pre-planned it out. So that's a visualization.
Right.
And it's a good thing to do in the morning. They say stand in the Superman pose, and I do this every so often because it opens up kind of like your chakras and your energy, and it releases testosterone.
Nice.
So you can stand there and you can pre-plan your whole day with the energy of your body and the positive thoughts that you're going to have, and set yourself up. Meditation is kind of like, okay,
so
I want to observe the thoughts and let them go.
I know you meditate and visualize in the Superman pose, standing up with your chest out, confident in a sauna, but that's not 101 stuff. You didn't do that from day one. You got there.
No, actually, that was a good thing to do from day one, because it's just like out of the box. Here, just do this in the morning. You don't have to stand in the sauna. Stand when you wake up and I tell this to our clients, stand when you wake up for 10 minutes in the Superman pose and pre-plan your day the most positive way you can. And that's a visualization.
That's sick. That's amazing.
The most positive way. Or if you have a thought about, okay, I have this meeting. Okay, pre-plan the meeting the most positive way. Or you're thinking about a vacation that you need to book and how you're going to book it. Pre-plan how that booking is going to go.
Again, vision creates reality.
Vision creates
this is the visualizations.
Right.
So part of vision creates reality is having the vision first, right? So I want to climb a mountain. I want to go to Paris. I want to whatever else. And then part of what Bodine taught and so on was the accepting and realizing where you're currently at. Is that part of the visualization? Because again, the vision creates reality.
you definitely can take it there. I mean, if you're not at the place you want to be aware of it, and then go with where you want to be.
And create the action steps
Yeah.
of getting to that
Yeah.
positive meeting and so on. So, visualization, again, we have 2 great podcasts, and we're going to have another third and fourth with Bodine soon. But amazing in visualization and creating this, because again, we're programmed for negative thoughts and negative visions. And guess what negative thoughts and negative visions create? Negative realities. So if you want to create positive realities, it's how do you do the things that we're talking about, and recognize it, that something's negative, and flip that switch and make it positive and think positively and envision it positively, and what do I need to do and make sure that it's positive, right?
Yep.
Because again, I can say in sales and business and so on, I've had many partners, clients, what's called salespeople, etc., that half-assed shit, right? That we'll take care of it, and we didn't get positive results. But it's, envisioning it and preparing and over preparing and dotting every I and crossing every T and whatever else. That's when it always crushed. So how do you over prepare for positive results, I guess, is the point. Right?
Yeah.
If
absolutely.
you really need it and
It's
want
all
it,
related.
it's all related. Okay, number 4, we love this.
Yeah, we were even thinking about doing a separate podcast just on gratitude. That's
Well,
how big it is.
we are gonna do it. We are gonna do it.
We are.
We're gonna talk about it quickly, because we don't want to talk about it too much.
Right.
But it is super important. Go ahead.
I mean, man, gratitude changes everything. It changes the cells in your body. It really does. I mean, it improves physical health, and this is already like proven studies that it improves physical health, psychological health. It reduces aggression and it increases empathy. If you practice gratitude before going to sleep, you'll sleep better.
Right.
You'll wake up feeling better. You're just more positive. You're more open from the heart. You connect with people. You're more conscious. And we miss it all the time because we're stuck in the negative self-talk.
And we're chasing things all the time, so we forget that we're grateful for what we have.
Right.
Right. So I want that shiny new car. I want that bigger house. I want that whatever else. I want a boat. I want an airplane. I want blah blah blah. I want a relationship, etc. And we forget that we have amazing friends. We have amazing children. We have a great job and career and air you breathe and whatever else. And it's so easy to forget how to be grateful. And again, so the difference between gratefulness and affirmations. You want to talk to that? Because we talked about affirmations earlier, and that's super important as daily practice, right? That I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, people like me, etc. Type affirmations. Gratitude is a little different. It's
Yeah, gratitude is like everything that's been given to you as gifts throughout your life. I mean, another homework assignment that we tell our clients, and I started with these same homework assignments, is for the first 30 days, just write 10 things that you're grateful for.
every day.
Every day in the morning.
Right.
And you'll be surprised how many gifts we have all over the house. Be able to wake up and make a hot cup of coffee. Not everyone out there in the world can wake up and make a hot cup of coffee.
Right.
Or wake up in a comfortable bed, or be able to brush their teeth, or wake up with, healthy kids around them, and, be able to provide schooling for your kids and education. And
or pain free, or
Right,
or
exactly.
the fact that we live in America and the land of the free, and we can say and do what we want when we want. And, I mean, that's such a gratefulness blessing in itself. And yeah, the air we breathe, the fact that we're alive, the fact that we're here on Earth in this universe at this point of time, not 100 years ago without technology and some of the things that we love. Not in 100 years when who knows what. Now,
Yep.
I'm grateful for now. I'm grateful for you too.
I'm grateful for you too as well. I'm grateful for everyone listening to this podcast.
100%, and everything they're grateful for. We're 3 degrees of being grateful for everything in this world.
Yep.
So exercise to practice gratitude, the 10 things every day. Anything else?
One of the best is just a gratitude walk. Go outside in nature. We just talked about this being the
Love
best
it.
time in the year. Go outside and be grateful for the beauty that's out there.
Amazing.
Just focus on what birds are flying by and the sounds. And that's almost like another form, so you can incorporate this gratitude with like a form of meditation, because then it helps you get out of your thoughts and be present in the beauty of nature.
Right. Man.
And then you can set up another exercises. You set up, little gratitude triggers, they're called, around the house. For example, what I have is I have a picture of Nathan in almost every one of my rooms. So when I walk in, I look at that. I don't always look at it, but when I look at that, boom, gratitude. Practice gratitude. Say something in your head what you're grateful for.
Right.
Because what that's going to
Even
do
a little
is
note that says gratitude. That's what I did.
Because this is a practice, again, to snap you out of whatever you're thinking, because what
hamster
you're
wheel.
thinking is in a hamster wheel, right? You've
The
already
hamster.
thought about it 2 hours ago.
You're in the hamster wheel. You're running around all day. You're negative thoughts. This didn't go right. This didn't go right. So put little notes, maybe in your car, on your desk, in your home, in the bathroom, and start practicing gratitude work. So great, man. I loved it. I love the gratitude walk idea. It's genius. Okay, let's talk number 5. Journaling, daily, weekly, monthly.
Yeah. So how do you put 1 through 5 together? I mean, the best way to do it is to put it down on paper, because otherwise the brain forgets, right? The brain wants to use as least amount of energy as possible, and it likes to forget. It likes to forget all the good, and it likes to forget a lot of the bad as well. So we write these things down, and again, what I've been doing for now almost 2 years is I write down number 1, and it could be 5 things, it could be 3 things of what went well that day.
Right.
So start there. Go through your day, what went well. Number 2 is what didn't go so well.
What could have gone better.
What could have gone better.
Right.
And number 3 is what do you need to happen tomorrow? What resource, skill, or tool do you need to come into your life tomorrow? And you can even write, okay, tomorrow I need to wake up at 6 in the morning and I need to go walk on the treadmill.
Because that number 3rd one, a lot of people skip, but that's super important for what? For manifestation.
For manifestation, because then you wake up and then boom, you have, it's like a thought, it's magic. Okay, I'm gonna go work out now.
Or the right partner comes in your life, or the right tool comes in your life, etc., and you've manifested it because you've asked for it. I need this. I need this. I need this.
Mm-hmm.
I need this, and you get it. Again, believing that you will get it is the positive thought, is the positive self-talk you need to make sure that you get it, versus negative talk, and you'll never get it. And that's the thing. Okay, the last one.
Well, what do we got? 6, which is meditation, and then 7, mark yourself with growth.
Sorry. That's
So
my
yeah,
fault.
6, that's okay. 6 is meditation. So we talked about visualization. Now we got meditation. So here's where we want to slow down from being in our thoughts. This is being conscious of our thoughts. So it's okay to have thoughts. Those 70,000 thoughts a day aren't going anywhere. You can't stop having thoughts.
Right.
But if you observe the thoughts and you don't play the role in the thought,
Yep.
the thought goes away to the next thought, and then you're observing that thought. If you don't play the role in that thought goes away. And that allows now space in between the thoughts.
Right.
And this is where you're actually conscious of your body, your breathing, and just being what you are.
Right.
And that's not your mind and your thoughts.
Right.
And that allows creativity to come in, other visualizations now that maybe you weren't intending to have a visualization, and a visualization will come in. And really, it's magical.
And again, for a lot of this to work, it's all about consciousness, right? It's all about where your mind is. And if your mind is in the rat race and you're going 100 miles an hour, it's not where you want it to be. So meditating is that stop and visualize and become conscious of all these things and become grateful and have your self-affirmations and all that positive self-talk. So meditation is key. I get it. No one wants to sit in the same spot for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, but man, does all this come together when you meditate. It's just, and again, you talk to anyone who's meditated for the last 6 months or a year and ask them if they'll ever stop. There's a reason for it. They figured out the trick. They got past that hump of not wanting to do it or whatever else because they're out of that rat race mentally. We're all still kind of in it, but mentally they're out of it. They can stop for 20 minutes and in a day or 30 or 40 or some 60 and take that time for themselves to fix their mind and become conscious. So I'm a huge fan of meditation, and I was literally the last thing I ever thought I was ever going to do, ever. So anyway, last one, let's do it, and on a high note. So number 7, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, you want to bombard yourself with growth and surround yourself with growth. And again, this was big for me going back to previous career. Yeah, I was around, and I know some of them might be listening, but I was around a negative environment. And you guys know exactly what I was talking about, playing poker in the casino. You're around this negative environment. It affects you. There's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter how strong your willpower is. You put anyone in a negative environment situation, they're going to have negative self-talk.
Right. If you're watching CNN or news all day, if you're watching those stupid reality sitcoms of negative people all day, toxic negativity, you're not reading books, you're listening to talk radio, and it's all negative. That's what you're surrounding yourself with. What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think you are as a person? You are what you are constantly around.
Yeah.
You start changing all these things into, potentially watching biographies on TV, History Channel, listening to amazing inspirational podcasts of things that you like and love or want to like and love. You start reading books as opposed to watching some of that stuff. You start hanging around with people that are people that that inspire you, that you want to be with and you want to be like, versus people you don't like and people you don't want to be with.
Zero Doubt Club.
Right. So we want to build that community, of course. So it is all about making these strong decisions in life of, I don't want to be negative, I don't want to be caught in the rat race, I don't want the toxicity around my life, I want peace, I want happiness, I want peace, I want health, I want to live a long time, but I don't want to live a long time in the rat race.
Right.
I want to live a long
Quality
time.
of life.
Quality of life. So anyway, great podcast.
Great podcast.
Man, this again, we.
So yeah, 7 things. It's just like going to the gym, working out, you're jumping on the treadmill, you're walking outside. These things need to be practiced daily.
Yeah, we just talked about the fact that bring your body and your mind will follow. It's actually the total opposite. I don't
I think
agree
it's all
with that.
connected. You got to bring both.
You got to or you got to fix the mind first, and the body will follow. Is my point.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Because somebody's got to decide that I don't want to lay on the couch and watch Desperate Housewives again,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get to the gym or go for a walk instead and listen to an inspirational podcast. That's mind work first. It's
Right.
not bring your body and the mind follow. So anyway, we need to trademark that. Bring your mind.
Okay,
and
add
your
it to
body
the
will
list.
follow. I'll add it to the list. But anyway, everyone, we wish you a very, very positive self-talk life. Grateful.
Day, week. Yep. Everything.
And you are special, and don't get caught up in your own negative self-talk. There's amazing things out there for everyone, including us, that we need to get to.
Yep.
All good. So peace. We love all of you, and please A, share, B, subscribe, C, drop a note if you like it, don't like it, recommend anything else for us to talk about. We're happy to do it.
Have a great Labor Day weekend, guys.
Yep.
See ya.
Yep.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
I had to text them, then I'm running late.
Yeah, I understand. No problem.
Text me when you're jumping on. Okay, I'll go. Yep, that was another good one. Another great one.
Okay, so good. Okay, so I'm gonna send him this video.
Okay, send him that video. I don't know, I'm just gonna leave this here for now.